Hello, we will continue with the Ode to Evening with the line number 21. For when up till now the poet has talked about the beauty of evening, the music that is created at the time of evening, and the atmosphere and the surroundings. For when thy folding star arising shows his palely circlet and his warning lamp, thy fragrant hours, and elves who slept in flowers the day. For when thy folding star arising shows the appearance of the folding star or the evening star in the in the sky shows as the coming shows the warning of the coming of the evening. The fragrant hours and elves who slept in flowers the day, and many a nymph who wreathes her brows with sages and shed the freshening dew, and lovelier still the pensive pleasure sweet prepare thy shadowy car. Elves means fairies, and nymph is also the supernatural creatures like fairies. Wreathes her brow. They are making their eyebrows with sages, marshy plants, the sticks of marshy plants, and sheds the freshening dew, and lovelier still the pensive pleasure sweet prepare thy shadowy car. In these lines, the poet is describing the beauty, how the beauty of the evening is created. At the time of evening, all the fairies that are still sleeping in the flowers during the daytime came out, and all the nymph, they are making their eyebrows with the small sticks of the marshy plants, and they are feeling pain in this process, and they are shedding tears, and because of their tears dewdrops are formed everywhere, and everything is looking very lovely and beautiful, and with the flowers and dewdrops they make the shadowy car of the evening. Then lead calm votress where some sheety lake cheer the lone heath, or some time hallowed pile or upland fallows grey reflect its last cool gleam. Then they lead you calm votress is referred to the evening, where some sheety lake, the lake that is covered with the ice, cheers the lone heath, the lonely areas of the wild lonely areas of the jungle, or some time hallowed pile or upland fallow grey reflect its last cool gleam. Then this shadowy car of the evening is led towards the snow covered mountains and lakes, and the um, midst of the forest, and so the evening wanders everywhere, from village to jungles, and all the natural surroundings reflect its last cool gleam, and with this, and it reflects, the shadowy car reflects the last cool gleam of the evening's arrival. But when chill blustering winds or driving rain forbid my willing feet, be mine the hut that from the mountain side views wild and swelling floods. Now the poet says, when chill blustering winds and driving rain, tremendous rain, and the chill wind of the winter season, forbid forbid means stop my willing feet, be mine the hut. The poet wants to enjoy all the beauty of the nature by wandering everywhere in the natural surroundings, but sometimes the chill blustering winds and the heavy rains stops his way, so he stops his way and stop him enjoying the beauty of the evening. Then he says that, be mine the hut that from the mountain side. So he is praying to the evening that at that time give shelter to me on the top of the hill, from where I can view all the wild and the floods, as natural beauties. And Hamlet brown and dim discovered spires, and here's their simple bend and mark over all thy dewy fingers draw the gradual dusky veil. Now the time of the full evening has come, and the Hamlet brown. Hamlet means village people. The dim discovered spires. Spires means churches. Here their simple bend and mark over all. The ringing of the church bell in the evening indicates the coming of the evening for the simple village people. They came to know about the arrival of evening with the ringing of the church bells at the time of evening. Mark over all. Thy dewy fingers draw the gradual dusky veils. And this is the time when evening draws its full dusky veil over her face, and it becomes more dark, and her fingers are wet with the dew drops. This is a beautiful imagery. You can understand it like this, that जो इवनिंग नाम की सुंदरी है वो अपनी भीगी ओस से भीगी हुई उंगलियों से अपना घूंघट नीचे की ओर सरकाती है, और उस अंधेरे के घूंघट के साथ ही संध्या का आगमन पूरी तरह से हो जाता है. सो द ब्यूटिफुल मेडन, शी ड्रॉज her veil over her face with the fingers that are wet with the dew drops. While spring shall pour his showers as oft he wont, and bathe thy breathing tresses meekest eve. Now the poet is describing the behavior of the seasons towards the evening, how evening appears in different seasons. As spring is a season of showers, so it rains come at any hour, and bathe thy breathing tresses meekest eve, and it drenched the long black hairs of the modest eve. While summer loves to sport beneath thy lingering light, and the summer warms the land with its light, and the evenings are very beautiful with the glimmering sunlight. While sallow autumn fills thy lap with leaves. Uh, autumn is a season of completeness, so everything is ripened on the earth, and the leaves fall from the trees, and the leaves that are scattered all over the earth, it seems as if they are filling the lap of the evening. Or winter yelling through the troublous air, affright thy shrinking train is a part of cloth that is long and covered on the earth, and rudely rents thy robe. Rend means tear away, robes means clothes. So winter is the most harsh and troublous season. In this season the chilled airs blows, and they frightens the evening with its shrill sounds of the air, and they are so cruel that they even tear apart the robes of the clothes of the evening. So these are the different kinds of behavior of the all seasons at the time of evening. So long shore found beneath the sylvan shade shall fancy friendship signs, rose lipped health thy gentlest influence own, and hymned thy favorite name. The poet says that it's almost the twilight time, and evening is about to end, and as the evening goes away, the poet also bids farewell to the evening, and in his final valediction to her he says that no matter which season come and go, whatever they do with the evening, and whatever changes come, there will be one who is living in the sylvan forest, that is the poet himself. He desires his friendship, science, well-being, her health, and her imaginations every way. The one living under the sylvan forest, he will keep singing the hymns of her praise. He will always sing the songs of the praise of the evening. The poet promises and he says to the evening that whatever seasons come and go, whatever they do with him, with her, but he will always praise the beauty of the evening, and he will be a singer for the evening always. Now this is the end of the poem. This is a kind of tribute that he has given to evening.